I still feel like I'm dreaming. Like that didn't actually happen, and they actually made the kick. Please tell me I'm not dreaming. Yeah. So the Steelers survive against the Ravens. They outlast them 26-24, and they beat the Ravens. I'm recording this the morning after the game. It is currently 8 a.m. right now on the dot. So, let's talk about how the game went. First and foremost, let's start with the Ravens side of things. Credit to Lamar Jackson. I mean, really, kudos to him. He played a phenomenal game. He did everything he could to will that team to victory. He, I mean, he made three really impressive deep throws, and I think he has really improved on his deep accuracy over the years. He finished like 11 of 18, 238 yards, three touchdowns, and a pick. That one pick was a ball batted at the line of scrimmage, and it kind of just landed right into TJ Watt's hands. Uh, so overall, shout out to Lamar Jackson. He did everything he could to win this game for that team. Next on the docket, we have Derrick Henry, 20 carries, 126 yards. He was doing very well last night, and the Steelers really didn't have much of an answer, but it was really off of one really big run at the start of the game, maybe two. Of course, that first play of the game got called back due to a penalty. But overall, I mean, yeah, you got to give props to those two players in particular. Every other running back on the Ravens, they didn't do much. Mitchell, Ollie, Jackson, even Aaron Rodgers outrushed Lamar Jackson. I think Rodgers had 20 yards compared to Lamar Jackson's 9. So, hey, that's something to hang your hat on, Aaron. But Zay Flowers, the Steelers could not cover Zay Flowers to save their lives. He had two really deep passes. One was 50 yards, one was 64 yards there towards the end of the game in that fourth quarter. And the Steelers couldn't cover him on the back end, and I don't know why. 4 receptions, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Zay Flowers. And then, of course, Devontae Walker, early on that first drive, he had a deep play, 2 receptions, 46 yards, and a touchdown, followed by Likely, who had 2 receptions, 32 yards, of course, making that play there towards the end of the game. And then Andrews had 2 for 14, and then Patrick Ricard had 1 reception for 8 yards. But overall, I mean, the Ravens' offense did what they could on the stat sheet. If you ask me, I think the problem was the Ravens' offensive line. I mean, Lamar Jackson didn't have a ton of time at all for most of the day. He got sacked 3 times. I'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, I mean, the offensive line for the Ravens really did not help them out in this game. The run blocking was good, as I said, with Derrick Henry, but of course it was really that one big run. I think it was like 47 yards or something on the first play. And then other than that, Tavius Robinson, he had a sack on Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Tavarius Robinson, and then Jones had a sack. But yeah, other than that, the Ravens offense, I thought, played rather well. The offensive line, I thought, could have been better for them. Moving on to the Steelers side of things, Rodgers, he went 31 of 47, 294 yards, a touchdown, that deep one to, or rather the late one to Calvin Austin there to eventually win the game. 1 touchdown, didn't throw a pick, 2 sacks. I thought Rodgers played very well. I really did. I thought Rodgers played excellent. I mean, the stats don't show it, of course, only the one touchdown pass, but he had a really nice scramble for 20 yards towards the end of that first half. And he was just making really good reads all night long. He had like one throw that I thought maybe could have been picked, but other than that, I thought he played great. Jalen Warren's 14 to 66, 4.7 yards a carry. There was one point early on in the second half where Jalen Warren he had like 5 carries for 30 yards or something, averaging 6 yards a carry, and the Steelers just decided to throw it on first and second down. So, I mean, what do I know? Kenneth Gainwell, he didn't do much in the running game. It was once again primarily the receiving game where he was dominant, 8 for 64. But I still can't believe what happened last night. But moving on, Calvin Austin, he went 3 for 55. We really needed a receiver to step up tonight. I thought this was going to be a big Pat Freiermuth game. He had 3 for 51. But shout out to Calvin Austin and Adam Thielen. We needed someone to step up in the absence of Darnell Washington, DK Metcalf, and then Roman Wilson wasn't active for that game last night as well. So we needed someone to step up, and shout out to Adam Thielen. He had a couple great grabs that were critical in that game. He went 3 for 43. Calvin Austin, of course, with the late touchdown to seal the game. And then Freiermuth had a couple big plays up the middle. He had the one late with like 5 minutes left, which led to the Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. So, I mean, overall, shout out to the receivers. You got to give them some credit. Of course, as I mentioned, no Metcalf, no Washington. Roman Wilson was inactive. And they stepped up. Cam Hayward, he had a great night. He had a great night. It was probably his best night of the season. Stats don't show it, but he was batting passes all game long. He was all over the backfield. Of course, as I mentioned, he had the batted pass that led to the TJ Watt interception. But it was kind of combined, both him and Highsmith. It was kind of hard to tell who got the hand on the ball. Highsmith had a sack. Harmon had a sack. So it's good to see him doing well. He's been very good this year, if you ask me. But the story of this game, however, is not with the offense. It's not with the defense. It's with the special teams. We'll start with the Steelers first because they're a bit easier to dissect. Steelers, they scored a touchdown late to Calvin Austin, making it 26-24. And Chris Boswell, who hasn't missed an extra point all season, goes ahead and misses his first extra point at the worst possible time. The worst time he could have missed an extra point, and he chose now to do it. Thankfully, it did not come back to bite the Steelers. Thankfully. But now, there are definite questions. Not about Boswell in particular. Boswell, he's been great for most of the season. I'm not worried about Bos. I am, however, worried about our other units of special teams. The Ravens, on their game-winning drive, potential game-winning drive, they let up a big kick return. It got returned back to like the 47-yard line, and that was not a good thing. That was not a good thing. So that is a bit concerning. So hopefully that can fix itself. And then, of course, the thing everyone's going to talk about is the Tyler Loop missed kick. Look, I was surprised at the end of the game. I thought it was over at the likely catch. I really did. I thought it was over at the likely catch. But then the Ravens decided to ultimately, they had a timeout with 12 seconds left, and they decided to not run it up the middle with Derrick Henry like I thought they were going to do. Instead, they just decided to take a knee, center up the field goal, with the clock drain, take the timeout with 2 seconds, and then kick the field goal. I thought they were going to just run it up the middle, get a few extra yards, little more room. But they didn't. They decided to kneel it, and that extra yardage hurt them. And I understand the thought process. You don't want to risk a fumble or a penalty or anything stupid happening like that. So I get why you kneel it in that situation. I just thought that, you have Derrick Henry. He can probably get you at least 2 or 3 yards. So, I mean, I'm surprised. But regardless, the Steelers survive. They're going into the playoffs as AFC North champions. They're going to play the Texans on Monday night. And we'll see how that goes. I will have my playoff predictions up probably Wednesday, if I had to take a guess. And we'll see what happens. But Aaron Rodgers, you've been talking all season how you want to inspire this fan base again, put belief in them again. And I've said the entire season, the way you do it is with a playoff win. You have your chance, you're at home, you're getting DK Metcalf back, which is a huge break. You're getting DK Metcalf back, but you're going up against a very tough Houston team. And I truly believe that if there is any wild card team that can win 3 straight games on the road and go to the Super Bowl, it'd be the Texans. So you have a very tough matchup ahead. But I do believe it's winnable. But regardless, let's see what happens. That's it for this one. Don't die.